I've been friends with men in like a meaningful way.
Please forgive me if this one comes out a bit messy. This is my autistic hyperfixation specifically around Jungian concepts and the conflict that is happening between the genders at the moment. So now that I got that out nicely, peacefully, I'm going to ramp up into the hyperfixation because my brain is exploding right now. So the thing she's talking about is this character projection of platonic men in her life. This is called archetypal projection. So the archetypes were something that Carl Jung first went through when he was going through his own bout of schizophrenia, when he was still treating patients, to map out what the personal and essentially the collective unconscious is. There are themes, stories, characterizations that represent an approximation of that thing. Think superheroes, think the king, the warrior, magician, the savior. All those sorts of things are characterizations of people that have existed in time and aggregate into this energy, this energy that's inside of all of us. And it is the archetypes that we project onto people, because in our head, unconsciously, we have a bunch of stories that we grow up with about how men and women in places of authority, places of privilege, places of poverty, so on and so forth, should act. And when the other person that we project those consciousness, that archetype onto, we're not seeing them as them. We're seeing them as a reality that we have created and projected onto them, because that's how our unconscious mind works. We literally project our unconscious contents onto the 3D world around it, because the map in our head is the way that we go through life. So if we're constantly seeing people in our lives, whether they are on this anxiety rectangle or in real life as, friends and family and strangers on the street, we don't see them as they are. We see them as we project onto them that they should be, that they ought to be. We project our values and we project our own egos onto people, because that's the way that our unconscious mind works in order to keep us safe. Now, do you see the conflict in between the gender wars, the culture wars that's going on at the moment? Because we have a bunch of stories that are myths in our head that are saying men should be like this, but men aren't acting like that, are they? But women should be like this, but women aren't acting like that, are they? All of the gender war stuff is going on because of the unconscious projection that's happening because of the weaponization of media. Because the stories that we grew up with are not what we're seeing in reality right now and have not been for the last probably 40 years, that is the corruption of the unconscious mind and the archetypes that our unconscious is based upon. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there.